I understand the thing of like, are we just letting it carry on if we support it? But at the same time, like, is it ever going to change if people don't go in and try to change it?
Hi, my name is Hope Lavina.
Hi, my name is Ria Rajiv.
Yo, it's your boy Flashy Silla. And it's your boy James.
It's your girl Mal Grace.
It's your boy Hill.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy CJ Edwards.
Yo, it's Wes.
Hi, my name's Tricky.
Hi, my name is Chantal.
Hey everyone, it's Kirsty from Word on the Curb. This week on Got a Problem, we're discussing the police and people's attitudes towards them, as well as unpacking the reasons behind their views. This episode was recorded prior to the knowledge that 24-year-old Chris Kaba was unarmed when Met police officers pursued and shot him dead in South London. We are deeply saddened and upset about the circumstances surrounding his death, and we stand in solidarity with Chris's family and all those seeking answers and justice. 2 officers from the West Midlands Police are featured in this episode, so we reached out directly to the force for comment on the Chris Kaba case, and this was their response. We have provided some links in the description of how you can support Chris's family at this difficult time. We welcome all thoughts, discussions, and reflections in the comments, and we hope you find this video insightful.
So you are plainclothes officer.
What do you think about police?
Police? I don't have a problem with police.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
Got a job to do, ain't they?
Okay.
What do you think?
Born in Babylon. But I love ZZ Mills though.
Can we just appreciate ZZ?
No, yeah, innit? I love the whole natural beauty, the everything. Just
Even the way she just stuck here. Hey, ZZ Mills.
wow. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, she look good with the little weight, innit?
What
like,
weight?
I like. She got look like a little fluffy face, man.
You man.
ZZ, if you're watching, I actually love you.
Like, we haven't even started the video. And
No,
the first
but I
thing you
like
said
her
is,
with
wait.
a little. I like her with a little weight. She knows this anyway. She knows.
She
this.
kno-
100% she knows this. So
Alright,
stop telling her.
okay.
And the guy in there, I've spoke to him and I've done a bit of work with him. Dom,
Okay.
police officer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a police officer, but
I'm learning a lot about.
As a black male, knowing that a lot of other black males are racially profiled just because of how they look, they might be wearing a hoodie, they might be wearing a tracksuit like you, they might not, literally just because they're walking on the street, they get pulled over, stopped and searched. How does that actually make you feel as a black male? Do you not feel, is there ever a part of you that just feels like you're a traitor?
To get into a point, I wanted to say something, but like, what's your opinion on like racially profiling?
Do you know, I mean, obviously it's horrendous. Like, it is so bad. And I feel like recently, weirdly, like I've seen a lot more in the media about it, which I'm like, yes. And I'm really glad it's being addressed. But it's so, like, it's scary how common it is.
He's Andy.
Yeah, he's undercover. Undercover lover.
No, my thing is,
I don't think he's a traitor, though.
Do you think, you said you don't have a problem with police, but for me, if you're black and you're a policeman, it just doesn't make sense, innit? It's just, to me, it just doesn't make sense.
But why doesn't it make sense?
Because, like, I hear when people are like, oh yeah, I want to make a change and X, Y, Z. I hear that. But dog, there's other battles out there to be fought, innit? We can't be...
Yeah.
Like, it is so normal. Like, I have so many friends who are people of color who have been racially profiled just like that. And mostly my black friends, but also, like, I mean, I've, like, my Muslim friends, like, they get, like, stopped for anything and everything. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, how can you, and it's always like a vague description, like, tall black man. What do you mean?
my thing is, not all feds are bad, innit?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see it as a trade, because at the end of the day, like, we've all got to get this bread.
I'll be
You know what
honest,
I mean?
yeah. He's an undie, innit?
Yeah.
And my thing is that, you know, as an undie, you know where these boys are coming from that you're arresting.
Yeah, because
Like,
you've been
you
growing
know-
up with them.
Exactly. You've grown up in all around it. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like if you understand their perspective, where they come from, whatnot, and
You'll be able
yet
to
you
go
still,
into it in
you
like
still
more
want to work for the
broadened-
other side. And when I
Yeah.
say other side, obviously I mean the police enforcement and whatnot.
The boy
I feel
them.
like it's quite counterproductive in a way.
Bare people are scared to go on ZZ's show, you know. And I don't blame them because the question she's asking, you need to come correct with the answer. Whatever answer he says next year, it needs to be
Can't
a
lie,
good,
the
strong
route that she
answer.
took to get there was very zigzag. Like the guy said, bruv, do you feel that because you're feeling like the guys are feeling in hoodies and tracksuit that are feeling? Just ask the question. Be confident.
I feel like with me, I used to be a very ignorant person back in the olden days. So I used to think that like racially profiling someone. I used to think the police are not trying to racially profile you. I used to just think that you look like a gangster, so do you know what I mean? That's why they're stopping you. Until my friend had a discussion with me and she was like, okay, cool, what does a gangster look like?
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, like they're wearing a tracksuit, like they're sagging their pants, and I'll be like, okay, cool, but are there not other white people that are doing that? And I'll be like, oh yeah, but
Right.
But you know, you're talking about plainclothes police, and
Yeah.
you're talking about police in general not liking them.
I'm just
So-
talking about just police as in like the broad kind of just police, and it like the Met, West Midlands police. I feel like they're all crooked and they're all bad and wicked.
It's a bit harsh, isn't it?
No, I'm being deadly serious.
Instead, you're working for them, but you can just to infiltrate our community that you're from too. Instead, just work within our community. You don't have to go to the other side and just try to break down the system. And this is bad and this is.
You'll never break down the system though, really, because he's, you know what I mean, he's too stuck in place.
Do you think that being a black police officer means you're a traitor?
No, it means that you kind of you want a job and you're interested in that job. No, seriously.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that it's like a lot of things that people get into. We have to understand that some of our black officers get into it thinking they can make a change.
Yeah.
But it's only when they get in, they notice that there's no way I can make a change here.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's bigger than me. So
Yeah.
some of them do go into it with a clean heart.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? They don't all go in it to think like, let me just arrest my black brothers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Technically, he is a traitor.
Like how
Technically, he is.
Trying to
like
who,
I said,
though?
to us, bro. To black
right.
boys. To black boys, bro. That grew up in inner cities. You know what I mean? That's just the reality of it.
I hear you, bro.
But even when you see like things like Line of Duty and whatever, and like they use like all these things about like corruption and bro, all them anti-corrupt officers are corrupt anyway, man. Like there's like but burn it all down, innit? Burn the establishment down.
Do I feel like a traitor? No. I understand why people may think that I am, or even call me one. I understand, but that's an ignorant mentality, because what people are shouting for is change. I'm here to try and change. Why don't you come and join me and help me change? And if you don't think my change, the way I'm trying to do it now and adopt it now, is correct, what are you doing? Do you get what I'm saying? So if me being a traitor is perceived as me going to do a job in which I can help everyone, black, white, Asian people, then yeah, call me a traitor. But we both know that's not the definition, you get me?
You nearly bust that.
Nah,
button
man.
off.
Because now he's.
I know what he's saying. Like, yeah.
I get the standpoint where he's coming from.
He's
But it's not a
optimistic.
join me, help me change. Because you're
Yeah.
basically saying join the police force who have flipping been against us our whole life.
Yeah.
I think this is really like a really interesting conversation because I watched something recently where they'd kind of addressed this and it was like a show with like cops in it and they had to sort of address, especially like it was like post-COVID, it was post the Black Lives Matter movement, and people were talking about like, as a cop, how do you feel now? And I think a lot of cops felt very defensive about it. Like they were like, how can you sort of blame me for being a bad person? But it's such an interesting conversation because obviously he's saying that as a black man himself, like why should he feel like a traitor? Because he has entered this job to do a certain thing. But it's so interesting because it's like also as an institution, you have to, whether or not you're the one being racist, I guess you have to like acknowledge that is happening.
Yeah, another point that I understand. You understand that point as well.
No, I'm just happy with how he said it. Like,
Yeah, how he phrased it made perfect sense to me. Like, I think that the bigger question, don't get me wrong, I don't think like having minorities in the police is gonna make like a massive difference and it's gonna change the way police looks. I think it will make a change, but how progressive that change is can can be long or can take a while.
My thing is with police, or especially with well, someone like this young man here. I don't want to go into the trope of he's a black police officer, therefore he doesn't love himself. I feel like some people go in with genuine intentions. People go into the police force with genuine intentions to make change, because he could come from the community that needs the change to happen. There's a lot of communities that are deprived, including white communities, not just black communities.
I don't know if you know this, but black women, for example, during pregnancy are like, I think it's something like 2.5% more likely to die or have
I did hear that.
So
about that the other day.
there's a lot of like institutional racism isn't just the police. It's a lot of the major like corporations, businesses, government facilities that like literally are run by UK government.
The issue is that as an individual, when there is no reform from the top and policies are not changing, and therefore they are put together to target people and ethnic minorities, and especially black communities, then you're just joining in, and essentially you're going to have to go along with the flow, if that makes sense.
I think what a lot of black people feel is that even though we can have black police officers, is that the actual institution of the police, of the Metropolitan, is that right? Metropolitan Police, Scotland Yard or whatever, Metropolitan Police is actually racist. It's institutionally racist.
That's my point there.
Yeah.
Like, I hear what he's saying. Like, what are you doing? Like, I feel like, do things like mentor into the community and stuff like that. Try and do other things like that. But what she just said basically there, like, yes, you're making change. You're your little, in retrospect, you're like a pawn on the chessboard. Like, you're not like a big player. You're not gonna make any movements. Do you know what I mean? And everyone at the top is of a certain demographic, in it. That's why I say bun them all.
Yeah, that's not true. That the people at the top are the same demographic. So I'm a police officer. I've been in the police 20 years.
So
one of the most.
That's all mad. You lot set me up. Oh my God. Set me up. Go on,
one of the most senior members of West Midlands Police Force is black.
And that's you?
No, that's not me.
Oh, okay.
I wish it was me.
Okay.
But no, it's not me. No, it's not me. But what I'm trying to say to you, what you're saying there is, and there's a couple of other bits to this. So if you look at the Home Office and you look at the sort of Home Secretary, they're not stereotypical white males.
She's not the Home Secretary anymore. What, of police?
Yeah, the Home Secretary.
Of the government. Go on.
Of the government. No, so the Home Secretary of the government is an Asian female.
Yeah.
One of the most senior members of West Midlands Police is a black male.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I can go stepping down at a lot of other ranks where you have black people, you have other ethnic minorities and stuff like that. So I don't think really it's accurate.
For some things I'll do, we'll talk about it later on, probably in another time. I get called, well, not a traitor, but it's like tricky, like don't go over to the other side. And because I've had a few police meetings where they want me to get on board to try and help the police to police our boys better.
Yeah.
But this is where our crazy mentality is, because if someone works with the police, we'll call him a traitor.
Yeah.
But someone kills one of our brothers and goes to prison, we'll call him a bad man.
So when I was 16, I was working at JD. It was a Sunday, finished my shift. I was 16, remember, I'm coming out of like the shopping centre what I used to work in, and I came out the back way to get like some food or whatever. As I've come out, it weren't a police car, so it was like an unmarked car, like spun in front of me. Two police officers got out, one swooped my legs, like put his knee to my face, picked me up, and then like put cuffs on me. And it was like reading my rights, and I was like, I haven't done anything, like I've just come from work, blah, blah, like I'm crying. And there was like, blah, blah, there's been stabbings in the area, Aston. Yeah. And I was like, but I haven't done anything. And then I had a hoodie on. Yeah. So I clutched, I said, I've been at work, lift up my top, I've been at work, blah, 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 like that. Yeah. Anyway, so when they lifted up my top, they seen that I worked at JD, they verified that it wasn't me, but I looked like the person. Yeah. And obviously they let me go. Now, when I was 16, I realized I should have actually said something to my mum, but when I got in, I just went upstairs and cried about it in my room. I never really cried about it, I just said, it is what it is. But yeah, like, there's those experiences that I had. Yes, the one the other day was positive, but that's like a 16-year-old boy shouldn't have to go through that. Especially like, it's so rash. And I understand the job is hard, innit? Like, I understand that if you get a call and it's like, oh, this male is wearing X and I do match that description, but I feel like there needs to be something done more. And I don't know. I don't have the answers.
Yeah.
So I just think burn it down, innit? So that's my thing.
So yeah, we can have black police officers, but the people at the top and the other police officers, it's ingrained in them that black people are this, black people are that. So okay, we can have like really good people like yourself that are really trying to change. It's like that analogy of the fruit bowl. You know, there's loads of bad fruit. It doesn't matter. Eventually.
You went Carney, innit?
Yeah.
Did you have any interactions, any speakings with the feds there, or
not this year, but in previous years I've had.
Yeah.
So it's essentially like Preeti Patel. Preeti Patel walked in and everyone, you know, she's the kind of Asian scapegoat. I'm not saying that's what all black police officers are, but she's walked in and people are assuming because she is Asian, she's going to have Asian interests at heart.
So they're talking there about change. Do you think the police has changed, is willing to change, is open to change?
Do you know what? I can't lie, yeah. When I had that altercation the other day with the officers and whatever, I did go away and I said to my boy, one of my friends, I said, you know what? I said, it feels like there's a bit of, like, for me, the older white guy, he must have been about 50. That seemed like the kind of old way of, why is it you got cuffs on? And the guy was like, there's no need for that. Do you know what I mean? It's little things like that. But I said to the younger one, I was like, you can talk like me, like I can articulate myself. I said, for people who can't, I said, what would have happened?
Do you know what she said? The Metropolitan Police, like they're known for racism, like they are racist. So it's like, I feel like if you actively just say, do you know what? Yeah, I want to go and work for the Metropolitan Police because they're blah blah blah. I feel like you're almost supporting them because you're helping them by working for them. So it's like you're supporting them, you're supporting their values because you have to. That's your job. Like you have to support their values. You have to support what they believe in, and whether or not they don't like actively put on their page like we believe in racism, but it's like it's obvious that they're racist. Like there've been so many incidents.
Just like he's saying, I'm trying to make it better for you lot in the future. Like, come and help me if anything. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not a traitor. I'm not leaving you lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's a tricky conversation, to be fair. If we're being real, like it's a bit of an awkward one because the reality is, before I joined the job, like I completely I had a natural mistrust for the police.
But I think when there's more impact of like more black people, more like Asian people and everyone going in there, I think that starts to form some kind of change for the future rather than, let's say, now.
Obviously, with maturity, I've had conversations with officers, innit? Like literally at Carnival this year.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying.
I was talking to a black fed. You know what I mean? I'm not going to look at him any different to a white fed. That's just the reality of it. To me, they're just all feds.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
I hear that.
Yeah, they of course, bro. There's been negative experiences with the police, and I feel like they're like high school bullies.
Yeah.
Like
they got bullied
bullies.
in school. No, they got bullied in school.
I don't know if they got bullied in school, but like I feel like feds are actually like, well, like I said, not all feds are bad in it, but they come across as bullies. Do you know what I mean? Even the ones that do want to do good, their policies and it makes them bullyish in a way. Do you know what I mean?
When I say that, what I mean is that, for example, like if we go to the shops or something, I naturally take my hands out of my pockets. I don't want to seem like I'm stealing or anything like that. That's something that's been conditioned into me naturally because, you know, like if they see a group of black girls, they think, oh, like you don't want to be that type of person. So you think, oh, hands out my pockets, I'm walking straight. And I get this anxiety when I don't buy something in the shop. Like I feel like if I go in and come out again, like where did that come from? Since when? Like you think I'm
not gonna lie, that's come from the days that I actually did steal. So I don't know what you I'm not gonna blame them for that, like because I've spent years just stealing.
Like I understand the thing of like, are we just letting it carry on if we support it? But at the same time, like, is it ever gonna change if people don't go in and try to change it?
The good fruit are going to turn bad because you're in that institute. You know, the bowl is bad.
I get that part. So I get the part that is it's just a stigma in it that they've and the police, and this is why I even try and say to them, you've got to change that because you've made us feel like this a lot of the times, and you've made even the average black brother who looks and dresses exactly like me and whoever. but you've made him uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and that's who I
yeah,
fight for.
yeah,
Do
yeah.
you know what I mean? I'm not here for, I don't, it's same like him.
Yeah.
He's thinking, I'm not fighting for criminals, you nut
Yeah,
jobs.
yeah,
So when all the criminals are saying, I don't agree with you. Same as me. I don't want you to agree with me, you nut job. But the average kid going to university, he's afraid of the police. I want to change his views. Because he just wants to go to work.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
100%.
So...
Yeah.
Anyway, how are 200 of you really gonna? You can have pure intentions, and I don't think that you don't. But what I struggle with as well is how do you, in an institution that we know is systemically racist, how do you do this?
You know, a big part of this, right? And we was chatting before, right? The big part of this is. Like Dom said, what can we do? See, even with us in the organisation, a lot of it is about learning, is about education, it's about our race and our culture, and people actually learning about it. You wouldn't be surprised, but how much people don't know about our culture.
So obviously we're talking about institutional racism. So do you think there's any change in recent years? How old are you, brother?
24.
24. So in 24 years, so if we look at a lot of history of the police service, do you think they're as racist as they were 24 years ago, or do you think there's improvements in it?
Nah, but that's like all walks of life though. I feel like it's getting a bit better, but it's still there. Like it doesn't make sense. Like, all right, cool, football's not as racist as it used to be, but there's still racism.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like with police, like, yes, cool, it's not as racist as it used to be, but, you know, it's still kind of the same.
I think it's systematically racist, but the bigger problem in this country is classism, bro.
On the flip side, most institutions are systemically racist.
The majority of them are, yeah.
The law, the legal system, medical,
even education.
Education.
Yeah.
So on the flip side, there are people that have been able to infiltrate and come in and make change.
The way that she's talking, it's kind of not changing my mind, but it's also a thing where, as a person of colour, if you're walking in the street, you would feel more comfortable seeing a black police officer
person of colour,
than a white police officer. You're also making people feel a bit more comfortable in
I
a
was
sense.
thinking that when she just said as well, engaging with the community, and it's like nice to see someone who's actually from the community, who understands that, like, even just like as a broad thing of like seeing another person of color and being like, you're way less likely to racially profile me or like assume things about me.
This is one thing we're doing as well. Like, we're really just going off the old days, and we're not trying to get to know each other in this relationship that is going to go on forever. The police are not going to go nowhere. This is what people have to understand. So it's a relationship. It's like having a. You ever been with a partner that won't leave?
No, no, I'm the one leaving.
No, but there's a family member. You can't get rid of him. I don't like that uncle. He's jarring. Do you get what I'm saying? But he's my mum's brother.
Like I'm from a council estate, bro, and my next door neighbor could be a white boy, but we've struggled the same way because we're all in that low income working class environment.
You both understand each other's.
But you see where the problem is, bro? I can't personally, I still feel like police will still target me as much as they target him.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, it's harder to infiltrate the police just because it's the police and like they're the ones that are like, there's more aggression when it comes to them.
I think it's the level of violence and the direct, like
the blatant
racism. The blatant impact on the community that police have. I think that's what more people have more of an issue.
There's definitely a canteen culture on the police. Like, if you're the odd one, think about it like this. We go to all these jobs that can create some form of trauma response. We go to stabbings, we go to murders, we go to child deaths. We go to a lot of things that you need a lot of mental strength is what I'm saying. You need a lot of mental strength, and the people around you are your co-workers. So you it's like trauma bonding because they're the people that go to the hard jobs with you. To be fair, I will say my team is more diverse than the average team because we're based in Birmingham, so there's mostly Asian. Yes.
No way! And look how I guessed it. I guessed it though.
Yeah, but you just said you already knew.
No, I didn't. I just said I guessed. Like,
as in he like.
No, when I said I already knew, I meant like to myself. Like I knew. Like I just thought. Like,
yeah, I'm a real.
You're the officer.
Yeah, I can show you my warrant card. Yeah.
No, big business, man. Big business. Well done, man. I didn't know. No, I didn't know, man. I didn't know. Serious?
To an extent. So I feel like if someone like robbed my purse, I could easily call them and then like they would help me. But I feel like if it was for something, a big issue, obviously I would have to put my trust in them because like what else would I do? But I would feel a bit more like, oh, because I'm black, like would they treat me like how they'll treat like other people? Like would they take my issue seriously? So I'm a bit more on the side. But obviously, like, yeah, if it's for like minor issues, yeah, they're trustworthy.
What's the first word you think of when you hear the word police?
One word. Bun, the Babylon.
Untrustworthy.
Wow, racist, you know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'd have to say
prejudice.
Anxiety, to be honest.
Okay, that's a fair one.
Yeah.
Scary. I was gonna say the feds, but you know, scary.
I'm a gangster.
Do you think that the police protect you, or do you feel protected by the police?
No, and as I said, I expect the police to do what they. I don't feel protected by them. I don't feel. I feel they are more against us than for us. This is why when something happens, police get there in 20 minutes. But if it's a black man there to be arrested, they'll be there in 2. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no, I don't trust them, but I think sometimes, and I think the people on the top of the government will tell you this, sometimes you have to work with people you don't trust.
Do you think anything can change your view on how you see the police?
I'll be honest, no. I feel like I'm set in my ways with a few things in it, and police. What I think about police is one of them.
Well, I can't lie. I feel like because I'm black, I have to interact with the police in a certain way. And I'll give you an example, just quickly. Like obviously, my manager organised a party late August, and the police locked it off for certain reasons in it. But it's because of his previouses. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's so unfair.
He's not doing that now, though.
No,
Yeah.
it got cancelled. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, right.
Yeah. So how would you feel like? Do you feel like your race comes into part?
Yeah, 100%. Because, like I said earlier, you know what I mean, tracksuit, plaits, like that kind of fits their typical description of, you know what I mean. So I do feel like I have to move a certain way, which you shouldn't be like that.
I've had many encounters with the police, and it's never been positive at all, like ever. I grew up in the ghetto, baby, in Birmingham. If you know, you know, neutrals. It is very scary, and the police, they don't care. Like regardless of your age, regardless who you're with, regardless of what you're trying to tell them, they're not trying to hear you. Like, no, I've never had a good situation with them.
No, I think I get what you're saying, but it's really hard for us as an organisation when we talk about people. We're doing all we can to try and help people. We want to do all we can to change people's view of us. But if people just go, whatever you do isn't going to change our view, then what can we do? And we're there, sat there, and on the video we saw a minute ago, you saw a load of stuff the Met are doing. Yeah. We're doing similar things. You know, we have new recruits who join in the police service and don't know some of the critical incidents through the history of the organisation. Do you know what I mean? We're creating training packages to try and give them that information, do you know, upskill people, because that's how important the police take it.
Yeah.
And we go to have so many conversations with people, as I'm having with you now. Well, how can we change it? It's not easy.
I'm going to ask you this, and this is going to be a bit longer. As a black police officer, do you feel that you protect black people on the beat?
Yeah, I'm protective of people that grew up like me and look like me, because it's what I would want. It's what I'd want in exchange, and I try to be, you know, sort of this sort of officer that they expect of me. Like, I'll go down a road or whatever, and I'll go into all the Afro-Caribbean shops and say, hi, auntie, like, hi, this, that, the other, hi, uncle, how are you, and stuff like that, because that's my culture, that's my people. So protect is a hard word, because what protection means is different for everyone. For some neighborhoods feel protected just seeing officers go up and down the street. Some people literally want crime reduction. Do you see what I mean? So protect, from what my understanding is, I think I do. Like, I think I do. Or I'd like to think that I do enough to, you know, sort of let the community feel like they can turn to me, and I'm sort of that neighborhood officer that they can turn to, and they know my face, they know my name type thing, if that makes sense.
No, because I'd rather call on my mates than before the police if something goes down.
Yeah, 100 to be fair.
So no, I don't. Yeah. I don't think they have my best interests at heart.
Yeah, to be fair, same. I'd be relying on the man doing more time. You know what I mean?
Do you feel that you're protected by the police?
I want to say yeah, because there's other situations obviously outside of like street life and gangs and like violence. But I'd still say no, because even like things with girls that don't feel safe when they're walking on the street, like calling the police, or like girls feeling like, or not even girls, people can't speak up English. Even people that can't speak up when it comes to situations like rape or like other stuff like that, the police are still not there to help people. And I don't feel like there's any examples that I could think of where I would be fully trusting of the police.
Do you feel protected by the police, or have you ever felt protected?
I'd be a liar if I said no. I would be a liar if I said no. But I've felt more uneasy than I have protected.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, I felt more uneasy than, yeah.
Is that because you've probably had most of your engagements have been where the police have engaged you in something rather than you having to call them for help?
Yeah, or just like if something's gone on or like officers are at the scene, like it's just a bit like aggy, or like they're giving off, like I said, a certain energy, and it's just like, I'm not doing anything.
Nah, I don't feel protected. It's not a service I use, so does that make sense?
My message to the police would be that they're like, I think we just need to see more and more of the protection thing and the community thing, and there's I think a lot of people do believe in the goods and the fact that most people go into being police officers to help us and be there for the community, and I think we just need to keep seeing that getting better and that point being proved that that's why they're there.
So if I could send a message to police, no, I'm not gonna say what I said all the time through the whole thing. But for them 2 police officers that did what they did to me when I was 16, you lot a joke, man, and I hope you lose your jobs. I hope you don't work there anymore. But honestly, I get that you're trying, and I get it's a hard job. But yeah, something needs to be done in it. I don't have the answers, but you need to find them.
My message to the police would be, give us a bit more space to breathe. You know what I mean? I feel like that way, the interactions between us, our communities, can be a lot friendlier. Do you know what I mean? And treat us equally as you would treat your white companions then.
Yeah. Or family members, or just anyone, you know what I mean, that you respect, or, you know what I mean, just be a good person, really.
Yeah.
Sort your out, mate. And when you see me on the road, don't do that thing yet. That when you know when they go like this, yeah, right? Yeah, I can't stand it. Stop
They're trying
it.
to check that you're
No,
safe.
what is that? Yeah,
is it
you're
a
right.
safe situation?
Carnival. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shut up. Just do your job.
If I had one message to send to the police, it would be learn how to deal with us, and in a nutshell, fix the relationship that you have broken. It's a relationship where we've got here from the 70s, 80s. It's a relationship that has never been fixed. So fix the relationship that you have broken and that you have the power to fix. So you have the power to we don't own these areas. So the police have the power to get up and just come into our areas without wanting to just dig through anyone's pockets, and just come around with that nice energy in it. So long story short, fix the relationship that you've broken in it, I think, if that's the words.
If I had a message for the police, just do better, man. Like, use sense. Don't be just looking at skin and profiling people and be just making assumptions on people. Like, use sense. Can you see the knife poking in their leg? Does the girl look scared when she's walking on her own? Can you react and do your job? Yeah, things like that.
My message to the police would be just have a bit more compassion. Like, I understand not every single police officer is racist. Not every single police officer does racially profile, but it's like, as black people or as people of color, like, would much rather be wary, would much rather be on the edge than not be on the edge, and then something like bad happens to us because we didn't have our guard up. And I feel like if you're a police officer, your job should be to make us feel safe. So if we don't feel safe, we shouldn't be made to feel bad about that.
You're never too old to learn new things. I always say this, you're never too, I'm saying this like a motivational speaker, you're never too old to learn new things. But it's true. Like, going to uni doesn't have to just happen when you're 21. If you feel like it's going to work for you when you're 35 and you want to get that PhD, go and get that PhD. More time they're going to pay for it and that. So, do you know what I mean?